It happens after the calls stop. Not the loud ones, the quiet ones. The phone still works, it lights up, but not for you. You sit at the kitchen table long after dinner, plates stacked, lights off. The hum of the refrigerator fills the room. Listen. No one is asking what you think anymore. No one needs your answer. No one needs you to fix it. Your chest feels tight, not panic, pressure, like you're holding your breath without knowing why. You did everything right. You showed up early. You stayed late. You carried what others dropped. You became reliable, solid, the one who could take more. And then, slowly, without a meeting or a warning, you notice something change. Silence. The kind that doesn't echo, the kind that settles. You still go to work, still pay what needs paying, still nod when spoken to. From the outside, nothing is wrong. From the inside, something has gone missing. You tell yourself it's just a phase, that you're tired, that it will pass. But at night, when the house is still, when the clock ticks too loud, you feel it again. That quiet question you don't say out loud. If I stop, would anyone notice? Pause. This is where most men turn away. They fill the space. Noise, screens, busy hands, anything to avoid this moment. But you're still here, still sitting with it. That matters. Here's the truth I won't explain yet. What you're feeling is not failure. We'll come back to that. For now, know this. I see you. You are not crazy. The silence didn't come because you did something wrong. It came because something ended. And endings don't announce themselves. Men were shaped for clear signals. Hunger meant hunt. Threat meant fight. Rest came when the danger passed. Your body still works that way, but the world doesn't. There is no finish line anymore. No moment where someone says, you've done enough. So you keep going. You learn to read rooms, to anticipate needs, to smooth edges. Control becomes your method. If you stay useful, you stay safe. That's the deal you made without words. Stoic writers warned about this. They spoke of mistaking duty for identity, of tying your worth to outcomes you don't own. But no one told you how quiet the collapse would be. No shouting, no blame, just fewer questions, shorter conversations, longer pauses, silence. That's the metaphor. Hold on to it. Silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's the absence of demand. At first, that feels like relief. Then, it feels like erasure. You look around and realize the systems you kept running no longer need your hands on the wheel. Not because you failed, because they changed. And change doesn't care how much you gave. This is where the trap closes. You respond by trying harder. You offer more, explain more, shrink more. You try to earn back a place that no longer exists. That effort is what's draining you. Not work, not age, not weakness. The strategy itself. Listen, a man's nervous system doesn't burn out from effort alone. It burns out from effort without signal, from giving without response, from carrying without acknowledgement. Evolution didn't prepare you for being ignored. It prepared you for resistance. Silence is different. Silence tells your body you're no longer needed. And the body reads that as danger, so it stays alert. At night, in the car, in the shower, that tightness returns. You think the answer is to find a new role fast. Any role. Don't sit with the quiet. Fill it. That's the second trap. Because the silence isn't asking you to replace yourself. It's asking you to stop performing. Most men never hear that. They confuse usefulness with existence. They confuse demand with value. The Stoics had a harder truth. You do not control whether the world needs you. You never did. You only control whether you abandon yourself when it stops asking. Silence is not judgment. It is information. And if you don't run from it, it will show you something most men never see. We'll get there. Not yet. For now, stay with the quiet. Just stay. There comes a moment when pushing stops working. Not dramatically, quietly. You notice it when effort no longer changes the outcome, when explaining yourself only creates more distance, when being available doesn't make you needed again. That's the turning point. Most men miss it. They see the silence and assume it means they must become louder, more visible, more useful. So they tighten their grip. They volunteer. They advise. They fix problems no one asked them to fix. And the silence grows. Listen, this isn't about doing more. It never was. It's about recognizing when effort has become resistance. The Stoics called this a failure of alignment, not of character. You are applying force where force no longer belongs. Picture the metaphor again. Silence, not as emptiness, as space. A room after the furniture is removed. Uncomfortable at first, exposed, but honest. Here is the shift most men never make. You stop trying to be useful, not because you don't care, but because usefulness is no longer the currency that tells the truth. This feels dangerous. Your body reacts first. The chest tightens, the hands itch, the mind searches for something to grab. That's withdrawal, not from work, from identity. You've lived too long being summoned. Now no one is calling, so you call yourself back. Negative action sounds passive. It isn't. It takes strength to not fill space, to not volunteer, to not explain, to let a conversation end without rescuing it, to let a problem exist without inserting yourself. This is not retreat. It's precision. You begin to notice something. When you stop performing, some relationships thin out. Not because you changed, but because performance was the glue. Others remain, quieter, more solid. And in the silence, something else appears. Choice. You start asking questions you haven't asked in years. What do I do when no one needs me? Who am I when I'm not solving? What remains when usefulness is removed? These questions feel heavy, but they are clean. They don't beg. They don't rush. You don't answer them all at once. You don't need to. The shift isn't about replacing usefulness with a new role. That's the old pattern. The shift is learning to exist without auditioning. Silence stops being a verdict. It becomes ground. Tonight, don't fix anything. I mean it. When the house goes quiet, don't reach for the screen. Don't scroll. Don't plan. Don't rehearse conversations that already ended. Sit. Lights low. Phone face down. Listen to the room, the hum, the clock, your breath. Put one hand on the table. Feel its weight. Solid. Unmoving. Now ask one question. Only one. Who am I when no one needs me tonight? Don't answer it. Let the question sit where the noise used to be. That's the ritual, not action, presence. This silence isn't asking you to disappear. It's asking you to stop earning the right to exist. You were never obsolete. Only a role ended, and roles are temporary. The quiet doesn't mean you are finished. It means something truer can begin, but not yet. For now, sit with it. Let the silence stand.